Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yozral, the game is Star Trek Online, and welcome once again to Foundry Frolics. This week's episode is Scepter of Minos. Let's not waste any more time, we'll just get into it. And we have a change of orders coming in from Starfleet Command. I can only assume they've found out about that rearrangement of Admiral Quinn's replicator programming. Okay, we are assigned to the 95th Tactical Group based at Forward Operating Base Corbomite, secondary system of the Nausicaan, Gillies 2046 in the Archaic Catalogue, yet bloody idea Snore, Admiral Lauder, and also the Chief of Staff of 95th Tactical, the longest and most... You're all dead, aren't you? We've got good ships, but lock up the entertainment provisions. Fair enough. And it's 4 light years to the west. Although I imagine that might change as when the sector space revamp comes in. Warp to Nausicaan, Gillies 2046. Not Gillies 2047, that would be an entirely different sector. There's a good pleasure planet in that place though. Only went there once. Now I'm permanently banned for reasons that I am not at liberty to disclose. And here we are at GJ Good Job 2046B. When we pulled into Gillies in need of R&R. However, right, so meet our 3 redshirt ships of the week: the Fornax, the Cutler, and the Tyrax. And yep, Miranda's, they're all going to die. Although technically that one's a Sawyer's, I think. Actually, it looks more like they scraped a couple of bits together from whatever wreck happened to be lying about. However, Forward Operating Base Corbomite, eh? Starboard Base Berth Orbit achieved. We'll just park neatly. And then we'll beam to the Forward Operating Base. I mean, the regulations say I have to take a full security team with me whenever I beam down. The fact that I'm taking my most heavily armed assault team onto a Starfleet base is complete coincidence. I mean, there's no way they could know about what happened in Gillies 2047. Especially not the plants, and the Maiden, and the, what was it? Oh yes, Vial of something green. The Vulcans still won't talk to me over that one. On the bright side, we did manage to stop a Klingon invasion entirely by accident. They basically beamed down, walked into the bar, we gave them a friendly invite, and they decided to leave instead. Right, the Cutler, the Fornax and Tyrax, the best ships and crews in the fleet. Well, you're entitled to big them up. We'll see how many of them are still breathing by the end of this. Now, where did we leave the Admiral? Okay, she's down here and round. Right, Admiral Lauder is waiting. She doesn't like that. Excellent, I can see why they posted her out here. Where is she? Admiral? Admiral? Oh, right, there you are. Well, I suppose it's bad form to sneak up behind an Admiral. Hello there. Right, Fleet Admiral. Well, at least she's being properly respectful of rank. Okay, you want to change your pride too? That's more than a suggestion. I outrank you by about 4 points, Missy. Right, so what is the mission? Capitoline and the Foundry will go to the city of Packlet Industry. Presumably they make things go. Principal export drive cores. And we get them back before the poor things are taken away for Forsaken Drift, etc., etc. And Packlets are known to make poor sports. Why do they bother? Exit the dialogue. Right, spirited discussion. No doubt we'll run into the captain of the Fornax. Who wants to bet he's got a planetary-sized chip on his shoulder? Right, no, we're heading back this way. Then we take a left here. And if you lot don't want to wear regulation uniform, well, that's your problem. Ah, wait. Okay. Well, an Andorian and a Vulcan. Did I interrupt? No, no interruption. Yes, good. Arab commanding the Terex and prayer of the Fornax. Right, so I wonder who broke formation last time. Captain to prayer. Okay, the mission is... yeah, it's less rescue, more sweeping up the bodies. Excellent, let's get going. And we'll walk to their location. No doubt we'll get there just in time to see things explode. Hopefully Nausicaans, but quite possibly a light cruiser as well. Right, so what have we got? Oh, no. I tell a lie, no explosions. Yet. Okay, Fornax, what have you got for us? All stop. I said all stop. God damn it, you have the brakes on this thing upgraded. Also, since we're waiting for trouble, fighters away. Blocking pattern, please, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so they laid in wait behind the EM field. That would make sense. After all, that's where you hide to jam sensors, particularly cheapy civvy grade stuff. We do not have cheapy civvy grade stuff, so we'll dump out the second wing of fighters. Come on guys, try to keep up. And then we'll go take a look. Running the Vesta, partially for variety, partially because I finally got around to building the 360 phaser, and also I wanted to give the crystalline torpedo a try. This is probably going to find its way onto my escort eventually. I'm in the middle of assembling an anti-proton build for that, and oh looky, we have got sensor jamming. Meet the twins. Radio, we'll just toggle forwards again. Nebula effect being put to good use here. Come on guys, come on. Come on, little lemmings. Nausicans on sensors. Terrific. One Nausicaan on sensors. This isn't even going to be funny. Grav well out. Tachyon beam out. And while you're at it, have a torpedo. Ooh, those have a very pretty fireworks trail. Boom, 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 boom. And what the flaming hell did he just hit us with? Those were transphasics. I thought Nausicans used photons. Oh well, looks like he got his hands on some new toys. A shuttle pod hiding in the tail of the comet. Excellent. Wonder why the Nausicans didn't detect them. Then again, who cares? Let's go and get what is either the crew or an ambush. Shuttle pod grill cap. Why am I scratching my paint pulling you back in? Approach sensors. One Ferengi life sign. That is... yeah. Any registry info? The grill cap. It's, no registries. Yep, they were in the comet. Fine, beam the Ferengi to sickbay. Excellent. And then check everything about him, because he's almost certainly either a stool pigeon or a Judas goat. Assistance is no longer necessary. We dealt with it. A Ferengi shuttle one pilot. We're treating the pilot now, and we'll pump him for information first and foremost. Okay, fair enough. Exit dialogue. Fine, so we'll rendezvous with the Fornax. First we'll get clear of the comet, and then it's back to the debris field at Impulse. I said at Impulse. Better. And dumping from Impulse onto final approach with the Fornax. Right, I give this a 34.17% probability that they are in fact going to attempt to block us from the Ferengi. Continue. And we'll beam over. Who wants to bet that at least one of these ships is in league with the Nausicans? Wouldn't be a surprise. Money, revenge, feelings of abandonment. That's a bit too Lorgar, really. No, actually, Perturabo? Meh, either, both. Although it has to be said, all 20 of them, sorry, all 18 of them had some serious daddy issues of one kind or another. And here we are. Okay, nice little transporter we've got here. Interesting reuse of the Defiant sets. Right. Okay, also you appear... I assume it was not logical to replace the carpet. Right, so what do we have? Morning, guys. Hopefully I won't have to shoot you all later on. Okay, what do we got? One Ferengi. And one Vulcan captain. Medically induced threat. Appears to be. How much anesthetic have you pumped him full of? Okay. Alright, so he did it to himself. Well, that would eke out his life support systems. Okay, we found your shuttle pod drifting in a cometary tail. How did you get there? Debriefing cuts in. We're asking you. Nausicaan ships, everything. Yeah, I think I can guess. Probably about the same thing they tried to do to Krogan quads if they were tired of being in possession of all their limbs. Right, Celis to Riser, warp core problem, and then a Nausicaan problem, and then life support problem, and now a Starfleet problem. Mr. The short spoken underwriter. So, well, yeah, I suppose if you were investigating a claim of running into Nausicaan pirates, you would end up in a zone populated by Nausicaan pirates. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Back we go. What's the last thing you remember? Yes, I think they mean stasis there, but okay. Where are you coming from? Going to... okay, we're done there. Right, so we're done here. Okay, do we believe him? Yeah, well, you never know, he might be telling the truth, but we'll double check it with Ferengi. Okay, the ship will pick up the shuttle pod, and we'll continue the patrol. The blockade runners... More sensor interference. I suppose it's a relevant point when you're running a blockade. You want to stay off sensors as much as possible. Right, farewell, insurance broker. We're probably never going to see you again. At least, not intact. Right, so, Orion warships and a blockade runner. Fine, well, what do you mean keep them occupied? We're going to kill them all. I mean, honestly, who dares suggest that science vessels can't handle themselves in a fight? Fire everything! Okay. Forward sensors have gone. We'll pop out sensor analysis as well. And then we'll just wait for him to drop his shields, swing around, and you can have the honking great phaser cannon. Which shouldn't do nearly as much as I thought it was going to do. Klingons? Yoink, 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 yoink. Right, round we come. While you're at it, have a gravity well. Since when did Klingons go for piracy? Okay, I grant a few of them have got flexible morals when it comes to economic warfare. But Klingons and Nausicans, it tends to be teeth-clenched teamwork at the best of times. Not that it really matters, they're all in Grethor. We'll dump out the second wave of fighters. And oh looky, you're late. Well, let's see you make yourself useful this time. Target up. And fire everything. Gravity well's not quite back yet. We'll close the range. Waste some cannon time here, but it doesn't really matter. Torpedoes are away, that was the main feature I needed. Have to admit, the anti-proton torp, even without consoles boosting it, is making a very satisfactory bang. Or no, you don't. One of the downsides to Scorpion fighters, of course, is that they have a tendency to set their mothership on fire, which is most irritating. And again, I can forgive it when there's this much firepower flying around Boomski. Might have to consider getting myself some of the ultra-rare peregrines, though, just for safety's sake, quantum torps rather than plasmas. Okay, so we're coming from the Alpha asteroid. Fair enough. They've had warp core damage. Terrific. Well, you're going to be conveniently absent for the next bit. Fair enough. I mean, we could probably take you in tow, but hey, that antique hull you've got might not be able to handle it. Even with all power in the SIF. And here we are, the Alpha asteroid. I'm beginning to understand why they just call it the Alpha asteroid. It's a lot easier. Right, fighters to launch. And oh looky, a base. What a surprise. I mean, really, we should just stand off and bombard it from here, but hey, it's flagging blue for the moment, so we've got to be polite and close in. I guess that isn't going to last. Second wave fighters away. Out come the lemmings. Ah, the grill cap. What do you know? This might just be a staggering coincidence, but somehow I doubt it. And the shields are down. Again. The Nausicans must have got to it before the Fornax, right? Well, I would scaffold isolates, but frankly that seems a little bit pointless at this stage. Down you go. Come on, boom speed. Thank you. Right, so there we are. The Ekatsinupi Drift. Okay, double check, scan for life signs. We were right on top of that damn shuttle pod. Indeterminate sensor readings, breathable atmosphere, life support. So basically it's a base. Terrific. Beam down, armor up. We're gonna say hello to the locals. Who it appears are not in the mood to be welcoming. I see multiple red blips. So let's switch into something more appropriate and then scan the interior. Okay, we've lost comms with the ship. Excellent. Number of Nausicaans and intermittent pack-led life signs. The generators. Right, okay. So we'll start by going down in that case. Hello, Nausicans. Boom. Headshot. And while we're at it, laws of physics can just go bye-bye, and then you can all have instant radiation poisoning as well. Have I just missed completely? Yes, I think I did. Oops. No doubt people are already raging at my lack of abilities on ground. That was unhelpful, if you don't mind. Directed perfectly good sniper shot. Disintegrating Starfleet bullets, ladies and gentlemen. Standard issue for MACO. Because we are just that damned awesome. Next. Oh, what? Okay. I'm not sure what the hell they're aiming at, but they're presumably shooting something. Okay, let's go down again. Yeah, we have definitely got a slight clipping from here. Rounds the corner, and... oh, there you are. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, hi guys. Ah, Nausicaan. Excellent. Pop. 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 Your vital organs. They are no longer attached. I think he's dead, guys. You don't need to go quite so overkill. Right, well, they know we're here now, so let's just get moving. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, so that's a double break. That switches back. Oh, right, we should have gone the other way. Oops. Oh, well. Easily fixed. Up we come. Up we go. Is this where we need to be? Not sure, actually. And someone's mucking about with a cloaking device of some kind. And absolutely positively not shooting through the walls, courtesy of slightly dodgy pathing. Really? Come on. Yes, I know that, though. They'll regenerate in a second. Thank you. Right. Oh, damn, how did they get up there? Well, maybe we can bait them down, but I think I'm going to be short a few bridge officers until we can do it. Right, let's go this way. Aha! Progress! Also, more Nausicans. I still wish we had the option to just beam the bullet to inside their skull. Of course, these are Nausicans, so it really wouldn't make much of a difference. Have some radiation poisoning. Also, have plasma. And possibly a lot of other very nasty things. Oops, respawn. Okay, let's try that again. Having beat a hasty and tactical retreat, we'll work our way upstairs this time, because this looks like a better way of taking out whatever it was that was causing us all that grief. Okay, come on. Switch. Aim. Another kill ninja'd by my loyal crew. Ooh. Still. Ah. More Marines. Down you go. Come on. I said down you go. Yank. So much neater this way. You don't have to clean up the bodies afterwards. Right. Okay, we're thoroughly lost, but on the bright side, I think we have cleared out any roaming Nausicans that were around. So let's get moving again. Boom, 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 boom. Back down we go. And then we'll take a left here, round here, and we should... What are you doing here? Yeah, he's a plant. Ha 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 ha. Oh boy. Yes. Of course, Frisians don't give refunds. Huh. Okay. Righty-ho. I dread to think what kind of need to Priya managed to supply, but hey, these things are best not known. We'll find out later on when Starfleet Intelligence get hold of her. So, and since it's pointed out the lobes are still attached, what niche do the Nausicans need? Oh, for heaven's sake, I'm not shocked, just a little bit depressed. Yeah, let's shut that down. No doubt we'll find out that, as I say earlier, he was a Judas goat. Righty-ho, the Oath Brothers... Yep, fine. Okay. Excellent. What are we going to have... Oh, are we going to have to shoot a load of Packleds? Yes, we are. I'd say stun, but frankly at this point, who gives a damn? Have some radiation. Then have a bullet. Then have lots and lots of that. A couple of heals. And we'll pull out... I think that was an nanite monitor. Maybe. Pop. Okay, well, that was not particularly sporting. Brule, we really need to talk at this point. Okay. To sharpen his tie with Ferengi. Yes. Righto. Oh dear. He appears to have... Yep. Poisoned the atmosphere. Sulfur hexafluoride. Terrific. Lithium. Right. Run. I thought he transported them in. Fine. We're going out the way they came in. Overrides the controls. Why didn't we do this earlier? Exit to the core and take the snivelling wretch with us. We'll need a patsy at the trial. Right, so what have we got? The blast door control should I go? Another strip of blessed Yeah, let's seal the door because hey, we really don't want a giant explosion ripping it off its hinges, smashing it into the far room. And okay. Wait a minute. So did he have something to say to himself? Your being here is what I don't buy. Not good enough. Waiting. 79th rule of acquisition. 79th rule of acquisition. Give me a moment. I need to double check something. 79th rule of acquisition. 79th rule. I'm pretty sure I've got a note of it somewhere. There we go. Come on, open this up. Thank you. Here we are, Rule 79. Beware of the Vulcan greed for knowledge. Right. I see. That is going to be very, very interesting later on. So, as fate would have it, you'll have to wait here. Absolutely. Continue. So, let's just get out of here before that generator actually does explode. Then we come up here and up the minigun again. And while we're at it, pop out the nanite. No, that wasn't nanite health monitor. Ye gods, what? Nanoprobe infestation. What did I do with my setup? Vascular regen. Nanite health mod. Ah, there we go. That's the button I was looking for. Still not used to these new icons. Anyhow. It's always good. Well, scan him. He's right where we left him. Aha! Right, excellent. Well, frankly, I'd clap him in irons, or at least bring some cable ties along on the next mission, and then we'll just drag him along with us. And that was another explosion. Okay, Nausicans. Hi, guys. Pop. And while you're at it, have a nice dose of radiation as well. Come on. Drop dead. Thank you. I wasn't even sure which one I'd locked on. And Talis, we're really going to have to speak about these cover shields you're putting down. They're getting in the way. Yoink. 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 And... ninjured. Oh well. Right. Go to the top chamber. Time to start running, I suppose. Going up. Ah, well, at least someone's happy. Right, where's the next group? Here we are. Up we go, up we go, up we go. Navigate the unnecessarily twisty-turny corridors. And what do we have but a room packed full of Nausicans? Toshapa Oath Givers, eh? Well, you know what? Just kill him. Really not in the mood for playing fair. Talas, goddammit! Fine. You know what? You can just have everything. And then focus fire onto her. It. Come on, down you go. There we go, that's one. Now, let's move on to the rest. Better yet, let's get round the flank. Pull out the minigun. Hi guys, we brought a surprise. Come on, down you go. Down you go. Oh, hell with it. Pop. Bonk. I'll say this for bridge officers, they do learn very rapidly as to what is required to make a good commando on board this ship. Disintegrations. Lots of them. Okay, focus fire on him. Pull out a tricorder scan. If we're lucky, we'll get the expose. Come on. There we go. That's the expose. And... yoink. No. No yoink. Fine. Well, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Pop, pop, pop. And that's the end of that. You took your time. Beam us out. And don't forget the Ferengi. He's important. Okay, what do we got? If a Nausicaan threw a party, would you go? Depends on who the party was for. Excellent. Excellent. Get ready to beam us. Oh, terrific. Of course he is trying to escape. Lock tractors. Terrific. I suppose the 79th rule of execution is always have an expression. No, it's beware the Vulcan grief knowledge. You took your time catching up on that one. The Ferengi is always to prayer. Several cancers. Weapons grade mutagenics. How do you not detect mutagenic material? Fair enough. Okay, get a secure channel. Let's go talk to Admiral Lauder. Several hours later. Why do I think we're going to have to hunt down a certain Vulcan captain? Or more likely, Section 31 agent, because if she's running a side operation that she's keeping from her flag officer, well, that's usually not a good sign. Blimey, talk about an antique bridge you've got here. When did you last have a refit, Admiral? No, they're all in here. Fine, I have a better plan. Guys, if you want to just... yeah. Okay. Fair enough. What information we get from Brule? Here, corporate checking. Yep. Fair enough. Okay, when you check this. Okay. The Pack-led City of Industry. When didn't we trace that one? Oh yeah, the wreck, of course. Okay, and the Chief of Staff told him to keep him quiet. Right, so basically the Chief of Staff decided to keep the Admiral out of loop because of possible bias. Fair enough. Right, yellow alert. Okay, Admiral, the Capitoline is declared priority 1. I'll find out what's going on here. Flood of subspace traffic. Massive mutagen. Oh boy. Was that we eventually fail? More clear battleships. Yep, fair enough. So she triggered a general war. Yeah. Logical, but brutal. I give you 10 to 1 she's a Section 31 agent. Right, aid in conspiracy to genocide. Fair enough. Exit inquiry dialogue. Well, now we know what happened with that one. Deliverable. What humanitarian aid is available to Nausicaan? Well, they probably won't go for it. But still, that's one captain in the brig and one first officer promoted. Happy times for somebody, at least. And we're down about 20 billion Nausicaans, most likely. Depends on whether or not you regard that as a good thing, I suppose. Depends which end of the disruptor you're on. Right, so, you again. Terrific. Better chop up in other parts. I'll bear that in mind next time. Right. To Shopper, we're delivering. Yes, yes, yes. Well, terrific. This is awkward. Exit dialogue. We're just going to have to do this the old-fashioned way, aren't we? Here's how you break a blockade, ladies and gentlemen. Fighters away. Break hive. Level designers always forget about the Z-axis. Well, not always, but a lot of the time. So we have got 3 squadrons on point, and then another 2, and then another one behind it. Second wave of fighters away, and in 3, 2, 1. Stop, sensors away, fire everything. Grab well to immobilise. You're going nowhere, matey. That's one. Right, move on to the second wave. Fighters already engaged. We'll close into scatter volley. Tachyon being's a little redundant at this point, but it will keep his shields down while we finish him off. That's 2. Next up, target shields with the phaser array. Yoink. No, you don't. Shields back up. Locked. And number 4 gets a graviton, or rather a gravity well to keep them occupied, and then we'll just see how much of an explosion we can set off. Hopefully we can chain react all of these guys. Shields forward intense. And pop. Destroyer escort, line up a graviton beam, smack him hard. That puts him out of range. We'll quickly lay into one of the Siphon frigates while he's out of it for a bit. There we go, he should be about to come down any moment now. Target shields again. Siphons have it. Lock onto the final Siphon frigate. Attempt to collapse shields and get sensor analysis going. Doesn't really help him. Pop. There we go. Drop that drone and then round onto the destroyer escort. High yield torpedo ready. Tachyon beam collapses the shields and we should... Bingo. Gets a face full of anti-proton right as we drop his facing shield. There we go. So, what we have to do now is beam down a load of humanitarian supplies. Except now the Klingons have shown up as well. I ask you. Some people just... yeah. Come on, down you go. Tachyon beam again. Seriously dump his shields away. High yield on standby. Fresh fighter waves away. And when you're done falling over, we can actually beam down these supplies. And can somebody put that fire out? Thank you. Well, actually, I've kind of killed them all anyway, guys, but thank you for turning up. And yes, I did think you'd let me go alone, because let's face it, that's basically what you had me doing at this point. Right, standard orbit, start beaming down supplies. The generosity of the Federation, boys and girls. Yoink. Okay, I honestly doubt it. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Scepter of Minos. Not too shabby a mission. A little rough around the edges, a few typos, particularly the difference between your, the possessive, and your, as in the contraction of you are. But all in all, very, very nice work by Malise. Hopefully we'll see more from him in the future. Yoink and yoink. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I've been News. Well, that has been the Scepter of Minos and Foundry Frolics. And until next time, farewell.